Joe Bonamassa once described this blues legend as the first musician to weaponize the guitar. So strap yourselves in, folks. Today's gonna get tasty. I'm Adam McGuinn, and today's bite-sized tutorial is brought to you by theguitarhead.com. Now, we're going to look at the habits and techniques of the great Freddie King and how he would use the minor pentatonic scale to create his delicious lick library. So today we're going to be working in the key of C minor. That would mean that our first minor pentatonic position would be located on the 8th fret. However, for us to really channel our inner Freddie King, we're going to be using position 2 of the minor pentatonic sequence. So simply take the last note of position 1, swap it with your first finger, and voila, you're perfectly located. Our notes for today's lick are going to look like this. String 1, fret 16, 13, and 11. String 2, 13 and 11. And string 3, fret 12. Now you may ask yourself, why oh why Adam are we using the 16th fret of the first string? Well, that's where the Freddie King magic comes in a moment when we start to bend some notes. There's one specific trait that I would like us to look at in our Freddie inspired lick, and that is where the guitar would pick up from his singing voice. What I mean by that is how he would overstretch and overbend certain notes, just like you would do if you were singing with a lot of grit and passion. The focus isn't necessarily to bend the note perfectly in pitch, but however, to bend it with enthusiasm and emotion. Check it out. No doubt you'll have picked up that not all of my bends were perfectly in pitch or diatonic, nor were they meant to be. This lick is not so much about what we're playing, but definitely about how it's played. Particularly look at fret 16 of the first string. That's an A flat. Now that is a diatonic note in the key of C minor. However, it's not part of the C minor pentatonic sequence or scale. So this note lends a lot of, you could say, spice and a lot of tension to the phrase, and that's definitely a Freddie King trait. So focus more about the attitude and the conviction with this phrase, and the delivery will then take care of itself. Okay, let's begin to break down the Freddie inspired lick, and as we go through it, I will explain the techniques behind the scenes. We're going to start by sliding into the 12th fret of the 3rd string. We're then going to take 13 of the 2nd string and 12 of the 2nd string, and we're going to repeat them 2 notes like this. Now already there's a small example of a larger theme within Freddie's playing style, and that is repetition. Give Freddie 2 or 3 notes, and in return he'll give you a 10-minute solo. I want you to then land on 11 of the 1st string, and here's our first bend in the lick. It's going to be the 13th fret of the 1st string. Now, I don't want you to think too much about trying to perfectly pitch the bend. Rather, I want you to think about the emotion that comes with doing the bend. Now notice, I wasn't perfectly aiming for the 15th fret, which is effectively the note we're trying to achieve there, G natural. But rather, I'm actually inviting the idea that I'm either going a hair flat or a hair sharp, because this is naturally what a vocalist would do when they're playing with a lot of gusto and a lot of feeling. To really compound this and accentuate that technique, we're going to move up to that 16th fret note of the 1st string, and again we're going to go for a bend. All the while thinking about the emotion. To finish off this phrase, we're going to move back to the 13th fret of the 1st string with a pre-bend and resolve on 11 of the 1st string. There you have it, your Freddie King inspired lick. And hopefully, more than that being an insight into perfect technique, that was more an insight into attitude and the idea that it's not necessarily about what you play in music, but definitely about how it's delivered. So thanks as always for watching, and I hope you got something not only thought-provoking, but really practical that you can use straight away. So if you've never really given the blues a chance before, but you want to learn more, please check out our book, Blues Guitar for Noobs, link in the description below.